This week we did a Southeast Texas food tour, some travel hacks and failures. Nick B, aka Nick DiBiase, back on the show to catch up on his Maui to Augusta rich man's combo trip. Rip has some bars. Maybe he got drunk in a bar this weekend. It's a great episode.
The one-star recruits have partnered with 500 Level. It's 500level.com. Discount code 1star gets you 20% off everything on the site. The top playoff performers, Austin Matthews shirts from the Maple Leafs. DK's got Aaron Rodgers, 292 different A-Rod items. You can get your kid a Dylan Brooks onesie if you wish. 500level.com, code 1star. Let's go.
Yo, aloha. Welcome to the One Star Recruits podcast. I am DK, joined as always, my best friend of 25 years, Rip. We're going to start the show with the right energy. We don't have a guest. We're going to create our energy. We're going to create our guests. To get the party started, Rip, give us your best 16 bars. I'm going to give you a beat. You ready?
I got you, DK.
Hit it.
There's nothing worse than hearing an old white dude rapping, looking like Jason Williams on my face. I need a napkin. Best believe I'm going through that gap, though. Warren Sappin. One-star recruits 3-year anniversary. How the hell did that happen? No guests bi-weekly, so this is what you get. 45 minutes of stuff we'll probably regret. AZ talking nonsense on the menu. Catch me on stage at your local one-star venue. There's a fine line between love and hate. Hitting it out the park and jumping the shark. Byung Hun Kim and Chan Ho Park. Fine line between us and Joe Rogan. It's East Coast versus West Coast. Tupac versus Biggie. 5 stars versus 1 star where the audio ain't pretty. But we come every week, a constant sneak peek. Guest list 1 in a million like the Greek freak. So get your tickets now, you seat geek.
Whoa!
That's it, baby. I'm trying to fire you guys up. Let's go.
I'm pumped.
I'm fired up,
impressive.
dude.
That was the
Mad
original
impressive,
freestyle.
bro.
I kind of want to try one. It's not a freestyle, though. You want to hear it, Nick B?
Yeah, dude. Rock. Go. Hit it.
Let me hit this beat.
Hit the beat.
All right, Nick B. Here we go. Tag team back again. Checked and erecting. Let's begin. Party on, party people. Let me hear some noise. DK's in the house. Jump for joy. There's a party over here. Party over there. Put your hands in the air. Shake your derriere. D3's words mean you get in busy. Whoop. There it is. Nick B, do the chorus.
Whoop. There it is. Whoop.
Come on,
there
Nick B.
it is.
Oh, all right. I need 8 more. Here we go. Upside down, inside out. I'm about to show all you folks. Now that's just bad now. Nah, the second verse was bad. But Rip, very nice. That was original freestyle. You got a Byung Hun Kim in there.
The one stars have gone off the rails. We're usually buttoned up with guest interviews, but this week we had to bring something different. Let's go.
Be real with me right now. Did you write all that down between 1 p.m. and just now today, on top of dealing with your kids and all you had going on?
I did, man. It took me probably about 15 minutes total, no rehearsal. So, 1 star, but some good stuff in there.
Joey,
dude, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. I want to read those lyrics, and I can't wait to hear this tomorrow.
Boy, Nick
awesome.
B. Nick B loves him some Rip. What up, Nick DiBiase? How do you like that name? You like that nickname?
Who is that, by the way? Yeah, I should know that because a lot of people have called me that. I don't even know who that is, bro. Who is that?
Winston, can you look up Nick DiBiase? We'll get back to the people on that. I think he's a wrestling manager. Double check, but he's like he might have been the $1 million man's manager, possibly. Nick DiBiase.
Really? Man,
Yeah,
well, I feel like I've heard that before. I wouldn't think you'd be a wrestler.
Well,
Coach?
you got given that nickname, so it's a pretty good one. We're gonna see if it sticks. We're trying it out right now. Welcome back to the show. Look, be honest, Nick B. You had some comments, some concerns on the prior pod. What I gotta call Rip and see what I'm getting myself into. You said about going to Maui. Concerns. Let the listeners know. What did you get yourself into? What were your expectations and what was reality of visiting me here on Maui? Go ahead.
Well, I did hit Rip up offline on the one-on-one chat to be like, hey, bro, what to expect? Give me the real skinny because DK is probably not keeping it 100% real with me. But and he said you're going to have a lot of major ant problems. No, I'm just kidding. He was just messing around. No, but I didn't expect your place to be as nice as it was, DK. Mad
Yeah,
respect.
that's what I'm.
You and
That's what I'm
Kimmy
looking
have
for.
such a nice house, dude. Like none of like your whole complex was built when I was there. So for some reason, I was picturing you guys living in these other condos, kind of down the way, down by Front Street, but definitely like older and more run down. Dude, your guys' place is super legit.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
bro. I
bro.
got, I got, I got very high praise, 5 star, 5 star experience at the
Five
nice
stars, and there was
trip.
nerves, Rip. There was nerves before another podcast. You put your nerves at ease, and then Nick B got on his plane and went all the way to Phoenix for one night, and then to Augusta. I know you spent some time in Augusta. Were you happy that John Rahm won? Because I don't want to go back. It's like a month behind now, Nick B. But were you happy that the Spaniard, the Arizona State Sun Devil, John Rahm, won the Masters, and that you were there that week? Possibly you saw him swinging on Wednesday.
I did see him. They were playing a money game. There was 4 of them: DJ, John Rahm. I did see them at the practice round when we were there, and yes, I was extremely happy to see him win. Tears again, Master Sunday, man. Always bring tears to my face. Very, very impressed with his post round speech too. Like just how well he held himself. Won by quite a lead, and yeah. That was awesome. Sorry that it's taken so long to recap this. I was also going to mention, well, we don't need to run it back, but fantastic stay at your place, fantastic time in Augusta, back
Nah, you're
on the
welcome. Yeah.
grind now.
It is
So,
a very wealthy man's trip. I know with all your businesses blowing up, it's a good relaxation to get you to go do mix business and pleasure. But it's good to have you back on the podcast. I know you're sitting in your man cave with all your enjoyable little you got all your little plant friends around you, man. Very lovely. I know you're feeling good. So welcome back to the pod. Rip, how's the little league squad? I know you had a game this weekend. I know you're managing solo possibly this week. Successful week of managing, yay or nay?
Well, we just came off a heartbreaking 8-3 loss to the Reds about an hour ago. So, my emotions run high during those games. I feel like I care more than anybody else in the entire park. So I got to tone that down a little bit. But yeah, I mean, my kid's hitting well and improving. So that's the thing you want to see during the course of the season is improvement as a little league coach, and we're seeing that. So I feel good about it, even though we're 1-6, I think. So, but we're seeing improvement.
It's going to be the Cardinals record next season to start 1-6. How about you eat sunflower seeds? You chew seeds out there?
No, I'm so, like I said, my emotions are heightened. I can't drink, eat, nothing. I'm beeline from the third base dugout to the pitcher's mound, and I can't hear anybody. It's almost worse than if I'm playing. It's crazy, man. I can't explain it, but I get in a little zone, and yeah, I just want to see these kids win, man.
I'm going to tell those kids if you're not putting them in the right spots, they should throw peanuts at you. It could literally kill you.
bro, that's crazy, dude. I got to give you mad respect. Rep, that I would like to see you on the sidelines too, and I can relate a little bit, not as a coach, but just as a parent. I can't really sit around a lot of the other fans because they're all chit chatty, talking about this and that. It's like I go down to the corner and I watch the game intently, dude, and I'm curious to see what you look like in the dugout. Hopefully, I get to see that one day soon.
There's a lot of parents who do that, man. They have to sit by themselves in a corner, and I don't know if they're gonna blow up or that they just can't take it, to the stress, the emotion. But let's bring back. We used to have that parenting advice segment, DK, that unsolicited parent advice from a non-parent. Nick B's been through it, so we can get both sides. But our biggest problem right now is, honestly, these are a bunch of 6 and 7-year-olds, is getting them to focus. Like, hey, look at the batter, watch the batter. I mean, they're picking flowers in the outfield, they're messing around in the dirt. What is your best advice, DK, to get these kids to focus just the entire game?
I almost want to tap out. It's bad podcasting, but this generation of kid is so short term, screen centric. 15 seconds or they're out of whatever they're doing. I don't know, man. I'm worried about our next couple generations, to be honest with you. I think we got bigger problems than paying attention to baseball games. But when I was that age, what always helped for me was understanding at what's coming up next. So if I got oranges coming up the next inning break, maybe we do orange slices the next inning break, or pass around some of the what was the pouch of juices? Capri Suns. Those were fire.
Oh yeah.
We're at a Capri Sun coming next inning. Just 3 quick outs, and we're doing Capri Suns. Incentives, like any good business.
Yeah, I mean, those are usually at the end of the game, the snack. Everyone looks forward to it. So I could just do a countdown, like 47 minutes till snack, 37 minutes till snack, 24 minutes till snack.
Yeah, you got to get out. Pay attention.
I'll try it, man. Yeah, that's incentive, man. You get out, you get a Capri Sun. I like it.
Dude, it's interesting. It's interesting that you guys bring this up about it's I'm gonna sound like the old curmudgeon here, of course, but because I actually do like the new rules that we're implementing across sports, but we're stupid to think that we're going to implement these rules to speed things up and make things more action packed, yet expect our kids to maintain a longer attention span, right? Like we're making all of these changes. Our generation is making these changes for our kids, yet we're like not happy with the results. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. I'm not saying somehow we need to go back to like slower games, but it's gonna lead to just needing more rapid satisfaction, if you will. DK,
instant gratification.
Instant gratification. That's what I was looking for, Rip. Thank you.
Nah, I don't know.
DK's mad at me now. He's mad.
No, I don't even know if I really care. It's really the truth about it right now. I think there's bigger problems, to be honest.
Okay.
Like Kyler Murray getting a statue in Oklahoma.
That's a bigger problem. Yeah, I think that's a bigger problem. I think Aaron Rodgers getting all these draft picks at 40 years old is a bigger problem. But Nick B, I think like things changed. The bases got bigger in professional baseball. They put a clock on baseball. Like everything's shrinking with attention span because we're scrolling. So that's what the new attention span is. What can you scroll through? And everything's got a clock on it, and it moves, and you're on to the next. So where's the foundational issues of those things? I think it might be in iPads, to be honest with you, and phones. That might be a place to start with kids before you get back out to the sports. Because shit, bro, trickle down effect. Enough though of that. Rip, is that our parent corner? I'm all negative. I've given up on our youth. You guys hate that.
Unsolicited advice, like just don't have kids. That's unsolicited advice.
I was on a 12-hour flight. I did 24 hours in an airplane over the last 4 days. So I've seen all kids. Flying is different, I think. You get either the best of kids or the worst of kids on airplanes, I think, is my guess. I could be wrong.
Sit next to a 2-year-old with a peanut allergy or what?
Man, I think so. I think you get just a little bit of them all. Nevertheless, the only common denominator that is just a killer and it works nonstop is sliding that iPad. It's a game changer, dude. I get it. I just don't know if it's the best for attention spans and committing to things and sticking with things longer than the length of a show.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, dude, I forgot to mention, that's what I wanted to mention about our trip to Maui, not to bring it back, but unfortunately, the wifey got extremely sick. DK, you kind of brushed right over that, dude. We right when we landed on the island, we went straight to the hospital, dude. But that was part of it. So the flight to Hawaii, and this is terrible podcasting as well. You can edit this out, Rip. But I was just gonna say that there were loud kids on what made me think of when you said that, DK, is my wife was the one actually throwing up in the little puke bag, landing him out. And then on the way back, unfortunately, the kid, like in the seats in front of us, caddy corner, he was throwing up the whole way. And I don't feel like I usually see that often.
No, you don't see that often. Yeah, you don't see that often. Shit, Nick B, you turned the beginning of this One Star Recruits podcast. Rips 16 bars through everything off. I rip.
Dude, it's late. It's past my bedtime.
I love you guys as kids. I think you guys are great fathers, doing a great job. I say Godspeed. Rip, my best advice is maybe care less on your end and just have some fun. So I did 24 hours of flying in the last 4 days here. That's a lot. That's like a full flight to Australia and back pretty much from here. Houston Hobby Airport. So this is my first time in the southeast of the country, which is, I didn't even really know on a map what it was. Rip, have you been to the Houston area or to the southeast besides New Orleans?
Just flying through. I actually have not spent much time in Texas. I spent a day in Dallas. Never more than just a layover in Houston, though.
In Houston, same. It's not a place. I think I did one work conference there, but nothing memorable. So this is like my first time there. And then going further south, which I learned a lot. I learned a freaking shitload. Anyway, Houston Hobby, not much, but it's a nice little airport. Immediately popped out of that airport, got the rental car, and guess what we hit? First things first, Nigby. You take a guess.
Traffic.
Barbecue.
The first, that would be an intense move. No, we snagged a 3-piece tenders at Whataburger and a Dr. Pepper to start my Texas eating adventure. Great tenders, maybe a little bit better in Texas even. It is the home of the Whata. They love the Whatas there. Big Whataburger people. Always 24 hours a day. Always people in the drive-through, but delicious tenders. So did that. Then I rented a Chevy Malibu. Cheapy for you, Rip. Close to your heart too, Nick B. Used to have a Chevy Malibu out here in Maui. Remember that one?
Malibu Stacy, dude. I was looking for her when I was just out there. She's still got to be cruising around. She's such a good car.
Yeah, sweet Malibu. So we got our Malibu. So it's a 45-minute drive. So you fly into Houston Hobby, which is in the south, just south of Houston, and we drive down to Galveston. It's like 45 minutes. Pass some cool spots. You pass NASA, just tight. There was just Elon Musk was doing the SpaceX flight weekend here. It was a little bit further down south from, I think that was closer to San Pedro Island, but same kind of general looks that you're getting there. But NASA was very cool. You drive by it. Clearly it's NASA. League City, Texas. Actually, that'll be in my rec of the week. I'm going to save that one for my rec of the week. Drive through Friendswood, Texas. Nice little drive. Anyway, we get to Galveston. Galveston is good. Galveston's kind of like it's like New Orleans meets Jacksonville meets a little bit of Cajun. So it was an interesting vibe there. And immediately, what do, Rip? You go get oysters and shrimp. That's what people do out there. Tons of bars. You eat oysters and shrimp, and really you drink beer. It's like, is that your type of town?
Sounds like it. Yeah. Food. How's the weather?
Weather's like New Orleans-y, kind of humidity, but but nice weather. Rains come in, thunderstorms come in, but overall pretty nice. And all the houses are on stilts because the storms roll in there. But you're down. It's down at the very bottom of Texas, and you're like 20 minutes from Beaumont, Texas, and Port Arthur, and then you start getting into Louisiana. So that's kind of the area of the country. So I was out there. So we chilled. We ate fucking all kinds of good food. We attended a beautiful wedding. Congrats, Callie and Alex. Fun wedding. Hotel Galvez. You know what's crazy about weddings? So I didn't know a lot of people at this wedding, and I generated to top my energy talking to people who I could associate with. In this case, it was the first people who kind of would talk sports to me, which are always the bros or the boyfriends. You guys know what I mean? You look for kind of your people to talk to.
Oh yeah, it's either that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the older guys. I always bond with older guys.
Older guys, I got the older guys out of the way early to be like, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to make that mistake again. I just lost 45 minutes. I did. My wife's mad at me. You're right though, Rip. The older guys, but I found the bros, and there was some good sports talk, Rip, with some bros. I had a Houston. I had a Boston guy. Are you interested in any of this? Is this stupid? Do you want to hear about some Houston sports talk with some bros that I got into?
I mean, are they aware that you host one of the highest rated podcasts in the world?
I try not to lead with that anymore. It's so cliche and cringe at this point in time. I don't, but I sort of lead a podcast once I found my group of bros here. There's rumblings in Houston, right, that they're gonna hire Ime Udoka.
Ime Udoka. They hired him yesterday.
They hired him yesterday, so that's done. So that happened. There was rumblings there. All the bros love that one. Big bro thumbs up there. I think they're cool with stuff Coach Udoka did in the past. Even I think it's a clean slate. No one's concerned about Deshaun Watson's dirty little thing he just left there. Seems like they just want him to coach and develop young players. So got 2 thumbs up on that hire. Rip, is that, you agree with that?
I would have stayed away. I mean, there's a lot of controversial people out there. He's one of them. I would have stayed away. I would have gone with with my guy Stan Van Gundy to mold those youngsters. But hey,
that's such a good hire. Such a good hire.
Great,
I don't even think he's
call.
in the game. Yeah, I don't even think he's in the game. But yeah, so that was lots of athletes from. So that's my next league question. Hey, what's up, bros? Tell me some athletes who came up from this area. From here, I guess from Galveston. Who's the hitter? Holiday for the Yankees currently was the first guy that came up. I had to dig a little bit deeper to get the answers I wanted, but our guy Jimmy Butler, I think he dropped 56 a couple nights ago. Rip, very impressive basketball player from outside.
That interview was so legit too. Did you listen to his interview?
Oh, he's such a stud.
Yeah, he's such a stud.
What do you think? You think Miami might be able to steal that series? Did they suck the win out of the Bucks?
I don't think they will. No, I think the Bucks will take it.
Rip, did they figure out a Buchenholzer? Did Spoelstra figure him out?
Bless you, bro.
I mean, Milwaukee's going to win game 5 for sure. It's going to go back to Miami. If Miami wins that one, game 7, anything could happen, but we'll see, man.
We'll see.
Yeah, what kind of Jimmy Butler is dancing all over them, those 56 points. What kind of wedding guest are you on the dance for, DK? I know at my wedding you were getting down a little bit, but I don't know.
Yeah, I always get down. Me and Kimmy love to do dancing on the dance floor, and we're okay setting it off too. So we were totally dancing. So you get that. Weddings are good, Nick B. So it was good. There was some other, who else? Simone Biles, Rip, you know her. She just got married as well.
She's
Brittany
from Houston,
Griner.
yeah.
How about some memories of Steven Jackson, Port Arthur, Texas? How about Joey's guy, Jalen Hurts? You know what's interesting about so lots of sports was discussed. It eventually got to Coach Prime, your guy, Coach Deion Sanders, which just came up. It's kind of wild what's happening in Colorado. You familiar about this, Rip, at all? What's happening with the exodus there?
Oh yeah, and he predicted it. I mean, his first meeting with the team, he went in and told them, a lot of you guys aren't going to be here in 4 months. So the portal just opened for the second time, and sure enough, after their spring game, like 20 guys are bouncing. People are saying they might not even have enough guys to field a team next year, but
21 guys in. So what you're saying, so in layman's terms, Mom, what happened here was Deion Sanders, this big coach, comes into Colorado, who's kind of a mid-level, good program, not great program. Comes in, and basically what you're saying, Rip, is he laid down the law and people said, fuck this, I'm not interested in what he's selling, pretty much.
Correct.
You
So
don't
not
think
able to
he's
get
pushing
other
people
recruits
you don't think he's pushing people out. You think it's just these guys saying, I didn't sign up for this. You know what I mean?
He's pushing people out, and they're leaving because they know they're not going to play. He's going to play his guys, the
he
guys
wants
he
to play
brings
his
in.
guy.
And
Yeah.
I mean, Colorado was like, well, I don't know what the record was last year, but
Terrible.
5 and 6, like he's not going to play guys that went 5 and 6 or whatever they were,
So lots of talk if that was right or wrong. I mean, when 21 out of 85 players leave, yeah, Nick B, they're going to get some other guys. But look, I know some teams, the Arizona State Sun Devils will probably take some of these guys. They got a wide receiver, this guy Lamonius Craig. If you want to come down to Tempe, we got a spot for you, bro. So we'll see. But Rip,
Did you say his name's Lamonius? That's a legit name. I've not heard that.
Montana's his first name, I believe. That's he's a combo last name. Montana Lamonius Craig. Put it on tape if he becomes a Sun Devil. I might have called it here first, but that was a topic. I wanted some baseball guys. They throw out Jay Bruce is from Galveston. Kendrick Perkins is from Port Arthur. How about some PGA guys, Nick B? You know who Chris Stroud is? You don't even know your PGA.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
How about Sean Stefani?
Nice
Sean Stefani from Houston. So look, big Houston outing. But I grubbed really well too, boys. And I did do some barbecue. It's gonna lead me into my wreck of the week.
Breaking news: Minnesota has bowed out of the NBA playoffs. Denver wins 4-1. Devin Booker is carrying the Suns to a Game 5 win. Currently 94-86.
Let's
almost
go.
Are we live? We're going live right now?
We're not doing a live show. This is tomorrow. But this podcast already started with me doing whoop there.
Yeah, breaking news like yesterday.
Yeah, so you know what? We're out here doing it, Nick B. Nick B, give me a quick hitter. Give me 4 bars, Nick B.
I don't have any bars, dude. I don't have any bars.
Come on, Nick B. Just about driving your truck. Let's hear it. Go ahead.
I got
Montana Lamonius Craig.
Montana Lamonius Craig. That's all I got right there.
I'm sitting at the Hague.
Scratch the record.
Doobies in the car. If I'm not, I'm going to be sitting in the park doing sit-ups or push-ups. No, that's really weird, so I'm not doing that. All right. That's gone. Off the hinges. Oh, boy. My record.
No, this is actually really fun. Sorry to interrupt you, bro. I do have to think about a record of the week. This is actually way harder to concentrate this time for me doing the pod with you guys. Because I have the Suns game now on my phone too, so I'm watching the game. I got the pod, I got you guys, I got a lot of
Nick B, nobody cares about what you have going on unless you're going to put up some rap bars. All right, you're interrupting the podcast.
My bad.
Actually, let's do our 1-star. Let's do our 1-star moment.
Yeah, you can't go straight to Rex of the Week.
The Rex of the Week is too. I was excited to talk about it because it was within my Houston chant. I did too much Houston talk in this podcast. God, hopefully our guy Onik respects it. How about you, Rip? You got a 1-star moment? Don't say coaching those kids too seriously.
No, it actually involves Coaching though, you mentioned off the top, I had some bars at the top of this. You said, did I go to a bar and get drunk? I actually did on Friday. We had a coaches outing. Our 5 for Long Beach Little League coaches met to discuss strategy, and yeah, it was at a happy hour. Oh, Bismack just got hacked. Holy shit! Sorry.
At least they're calling it. At least they're calling it. So you did what? You did some brewskis with the fellas. How many brewskis?
I drank 6 beers. I was completely hammered because I don't do this much anymore. And my 1-star moment it was fun. It was a lot of fun. We were there for like 3 hours. But my 1-star moment came afterward. We got some appetizers, and I ate probably like, there were 5 of us, so I probably ate like 20% of appetizers. I was starving and I was hammered, so I walked over to McDonald's about a half mile away. I ordered 20 McNuggets, and I got 2 free large fries. You McDonald's app. This could be a wreck of the week. Download the McDonald's app. They're constantly giving deals on this thing. So I paid $6 for 20 McNuggets and got 2 free large fries. So I was like, I'll bring some home for my wife. We can share them, whatever. So I get home. She had already eaten. She didn't usually wants McDonald's fries, like no matter what. Next thing you know, I find myself with 20 McNuggets and 2 large fries. I ate everything except for 5 McNuggets. DK, I ate. You know how large the McDonald's fries are? By the time I had the second one, they were cold. I still ate them. Weren't even good, but I was hammered. It was about 10 o'clock. I ate them. I ate 15 McNuggets in like 12 minutes. By the way, I texted you guys this a while ago. How many McNuggets can you eat? I kind of have a reference point now. I can eat at least 60 McNuggets in one sitting, guaranteed.
Impressive.
You guys want to do a challenge?
Crowd likes it. Impressive.
But yeah, that's my 1-star moment of the week. Just OD'd on McDonald's. I probably eat McDonald's.
You're a naked nugget eater. You don't dip them in any sauces, if I remember correctly.
No, absolutely false. Sweet and sour and hot mustard, bro. But I probably ate like
2 great sauces.
3,000 calories in like 45 minutes.
I thought you were gonna say that he's eating the nuggets naked. Oh man.
Yes, you do, Nick B. That's what you do. Since you get off the booze, you're not doing that anymore. But that would be your move right there.
No, what I wanted to ask Rip, how's the hangover?
Dude, one of my vintage moves since I was like in my 20s, you wake up in the middle of the night to piss, you take aspirin, you take ibuprofen during that piss in the middle of the night. So it's like I woke up at 2:15, took 2 aspirin, ibuprofen, 500 milligrams. I felt amazing in the morning. That's what it is. That's the secret right there.
Good
witchcraft. You have to take it in while your pee is flowing.
No. Just while you're awake, bro.
Oh, okay. You made it sound like you have to be in midstream and take it at the same time.
No, I think what Rip's getting at, which DK, you're not a big booze guy, so it's probably been a really long time since you've had to use this one. But I think Rip's saying, like, if you don't do that, you wake up at 5:30, 4:30, 5:30, just wicked headache, and then you go take that aspirin, and then you feel good about 2-3 hours later. But if you do it in the middle of the night, that's
a 6 beer kicker with your strategy. You guys strategize. You get some Bud Selig going over there, Rip. Well, good for you, Nick. I mean, what's good, Rip, is also that you're using the McDonald's app, because that is a good record of the week if they're throwing out deals. Because although it could be bad, it's really good if your wife was awake and you could have shared those. You know what I mean? It was very close to a huge success story.
I was being thoughtful and it backfired, but
totally backfired. And you can't let them sit out and then eat them again. But 6 brouhahas. Good job, bro. 1 star. My 1-star moment. Oh man. Okay. So I did a lot of flying. We were walking on our first flight last week, early morning. We had to wake up at like 4. The flight left at like 6:25. Too early for people to be eating on the plane. I hit about row 7A as I'm boarding, and Kimmy and I walk by, and it just this fart smell hits our face. I swear it was warm, and we both kind of knew, and I kind of was like, oh my god, I can't wait to see if she smelled that, because that was so gross. And we get to our seats, and I kind of poke. I was like, oh man, somebody's farting this early. It's so hard to like keep them in early in the morning, especially. Early morning flights, you don't get to have your normal routine. So you just don't know. A lot of unknowns are happening with your body and with all bodies, but it's funny when you catch somebody. So with the world, man, the world's crazy. The world's a vampire, Nick B. 6 hours later, we get into Phoenix. So this is 6 hours later. I get through the flight. I go to the Zinc Brassiere at Terminal 4. waiting for gate C19. You know what I'm talking about? When you get off the runway, off the walkway at Southwest Terminal 4, Zinc Brassiere. Does that ring a bell, Nick B?
Not at all. What is it?
It's a classic. Anybody who's a big Southwest flyer out of Sky Harbor, it's a classic. It's a good bar there. It's the only bar there. I go in and I get some French onion soup, and your boy gets a big old cup of French onion soup, Nick B. Very early though for me. For French O.
Wait, what time is this that you're eating?
10:30. About 10:30.
Yeah, that is pretty early.
Yeah, so my body's still a little messed up. So I'm boarding. My stomach starts to rumble. I get to my seat. We get comfortable in my seat. I'm about in the 7-8A range. Kimmy's right next to me. I feel my stomach going, and you've all been there. I'm like, shit, I don't want to do a loud one, but I got to. So I lift my right cheek. I lift my right cheek like towards the window. I'm close to the window seat. So I lift that one, and I let my right cheek out, and a low but fairly silent sleeper comes out, but it bounces off of the plastic window with my AC thing turned towards it. And it was a doozy, and it just went. And Kimmy looked at me and hit me so hard. And I was like, oh my God. And then I just watched as like people boarding the plane were hit with it. I became that guy. It was so embarrassing. And it was like 30 seconds of so embarrassing. I just put my hoodie on, and I became that guy. So that's my 1-star moment.
I don't know, Rip. Am I wrong here? I was looking at your face telling that story, and you looked pretty proud of yourself. I feel like that's not a 1-star moment. You were kind of proud.
I was kind of proud. When you do the lift, when you do the cheek lift, that's the moment of, it's very exciting. You don't know what's gonna totally happen. Rip, am I wrong? When you commit,
you're right, but it's also on a plane. Like, there's so many people that it's not obvious. I mean, you could hide it with it. So I think you were proud of yourself, because I guarantee not as many people could pinpoint who it came from than you think they could.
He can pinpoint, yeah. And you don't know. Sometimes you get a sense of an Egg McMuffin, and you thought that was, but it's Egg McMuffin. It's not a fart. You confuse. It's very confusing when you're in the fuselage.
What did your wife do? What did your wife say?
She's hit me, and she laughed, and she covered her nose. She's like, I knew that was you. And I was like, that was me. But we laughed at the guy. I shouldn't have laughed at the first guy or gal.
Fart karma.
Sweet Lord, man. Travel karma, all kinds of smells though, man. I don't like all the smells. Different times of day, and people eating and people smelling, and like, what is nasty? Pass.
But by the way, just while in the 3 minutes you told that story, the Suns are on an 18-0 run. This game is in the ice box.
Oh, I should keep going. Do you want me to keep going?
This game is over. Congratulations, the Phoenix Suns.
Bro, it's the third quarter.
Bring on the Nuggets, baby. I'm calling it. Bring on the Nuggets. Let's go.
Edit this.
Nick O'Hare. Let's go, Nick O'Hare.
I'm going to keep talking and for an 18-0 run, pretty much. Nick, do you have a 1-star moment of the week, or you got to make up something about picking up your kid at the airport? What do you got, Nick?
I picked up my kids on time. I didn't forget about them this week. I think I do have a 1-star moment of the week. Sunday night, so a couple nights ago, I just had a poor kind of a snap reaction to the wifey and didn't really think through what I was saying when I should have. We have a wedding planned actually this upcoming weekend as well on Sunday, and anyway, she basically brought up that it's a last weekend of soccer in California, so I kind of got upset that I'm not going to be able to do both. I really kind of wanted to be able to do both things, but it's just really not feasible. So she's going to take the girls to California for the soccer, and then I'm going to hit the wedding. She's going to come a little bit late. Is that my 1-star moment of the week?
What is your 1-star? Like, you had a scheduling scuffle with your wife?
Oh yeah. No, I just kind of lost my like an idiot. I was just like, it's my friend's wedding. You don't want to make it a priority, but if it's your friend's wedding, we're doing this and that. It's like I was really just a stupid head for like. Actually, I kind of let it run for like.
You just did a Vato wedding. You just got back from a Vato wedding. You want the same?
This is her Vato wedding, and I loved it, bro. Like I didn't complain. Whatever. It's. I'm always down to do a lot more things, so it's always the matter of I gotta kind of slow down and pump the brakes, and she knows the compromise she has to step out a little bit more and just, do a little bit more, because she would naturally prefer to stay home, be more of a little bit, a little bit of a homebody introvert, a lot more than I am, so to speak. So that was my really sad, ill-prepared 1-star moment of the week, because I feel like I had a good one written down when I was at the office earlier today when we were supposed to do this pod, but whatever. I guess I'll give myself a 5-star moment of the week. I think I have the best audio
Yeah,
maybe
well,
that I've ever had. Am I right? I
was-
mean, you can hear me. I've got a mic. I've got headphones, actually, maybe.
We'll let the
You're-
listeners be the judge. This show
We'll
went
let
off
the
the
list-
rails in the first 2 minutes, Nick
Yeah.
B. So don't worry about anything you say from this point on.
Yeah, don't worry about it, bro. Yeah, we'll let you be the judge tomorrow, Nick B. Because guess what? I think my audio is pretty good. I think it might be different. Congratulations
It
to DeAndre
is.
Jordan, also from South Texas, Houston, moving on in the playoffs. Rip, look at this. I'm going to continue naming Houstonians throughout this podcast just because.
John
already-
Lucas.
Earl Thomas. I can keep going.
Hey, give us your recommendation of the week, man. Come on, end this show with something
Recommendation of the
good,
week.
DK.
I said League City, Texas. League City, Texas. Anybody who is in the Houston area and maybe going to Galveston, probably not. But if you're here, remember that DK sent you Red River Barbecue. Red River Barbecue. It was the one thing that I needed on my trip. I needed Texas barbecue because Texas barbecue is the best, period. And Texas brisket is the best, period.
Fighting words.
So there's no other place that you can get it. And I have the 3-meat combo. Brisket was the star of the show. They ask you if you want it wet or dry. Do you know what that means, Rip?
Yeah.
What?
Sauce or no sauce? Barbecue
Nope.
sauce or no sauce?
Nope. Nope. Amateur hour. I mean, if you want a fatty slice or if you want a leaner slice. So of course you get it wet. You want the fat. You want that thing melting in your mouth. So yeah, brisket. I got beef ribs and I got pulled pork, mac and cheese, muffin. God. Oh, coleslaw.
Cornbread muffin? What kind of muffin?
Cornbread muffin, cornbread
Thank
jalapeno
you.
muffin. It was glorious. It was worth the 12-hour flight. That alone. Red River Barbecue, League City, Texas. I think it's a small place. My boy Onyx said he used to go there growing up when he had swim meets down there. I don't think it's a place a lot of people go to, but brisket and beef ribs if you're in Texas.
Did you get that rec? So is this a pay it forward rec? You got that rec and you went there, you grabbed it down, you
this is
stamped
random.
it?
Like you, Nick
Oh.
B, the story of this Red River Barbecue came about from a scuffle with my wife. I woke up that morning in a bad mood and she wanted to go back to the tourist attractions in Galveston to have breakfast, eggs Benedict with crawfish or whatever you have down there for $22. I convinced her that we should just get coffee. We went to 2 coffee places, both of them closed. It was just bad omen and it was raining. So I said, fuck, I'm going to try my best. I said, let's just drive away from here and I'll find the best place I can find within the next 20 minutes. The Lord shined upon me, Red River Barbecue. And that's where we went at 11 a.m. There's already a line out the door. That's how I knew it was good. Rip, I'm going to send you a picture of my plate, my 3-meat platter. I want you to post it for Instagram if you don't mind, because it was beautiful. It was everything that I love about the state of Texas on a plate. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have Texas barbecue with my wife. It was the 5 out of 5-star experience for me. And it was worth all the damn flying that I did. So
I will post it, and I'm guessing you got it for under like $15 based on Texas prices and
$31. And Kimmy got the bomb. She got a baked potato with loaded up, topped with pulled pork. And that's her favorite thing. She loves both of those. And she got that and $31.
out of my price range.
Dr.
Dude,
Pepper.
that sounds so good. And I'm gonna take back and walk back my 1-star moment of the week. I didn't eat dinner. And I'm so hungry listening to you talk about barbecue. I'm going to get barbecue. Damn, is anywhere open? All right, sorry.
There it is. That's a big thing. That's worth it for me at this age. That's pure happiness for me, is traveling and being able to enjoy things that I cannot get anywhere else. So made me real happy. Rip, what's your recommendation? Give us something good.
Well, I'd like to say that if you suck at free throws, then just switch hands, like this Plumlee guy did for the Clippers. He's now like the best free throw shooter in the NBA because he switched to his left hand, which is just insane. He shot like 35% right-handed. Now he's like a fucking 90% shooter somehow left-handed. So, but that's just in the moment because I'm watching this guy nail every free throw in this entire
in
series.
the moment. You could try that if in masturbation, if you want, if you're just a normal person, if you don't do free throws.
If you break your collarbone or if you
It's very
break your
hard.
arm, yeah, you'll have to. I broke my collarbone in college, DK. You remember?
No, my real wreck of the week, and I'm a little late on this because I saw it a few weeks ago, but it's the Super Mario Brothers movie. Hopefully this will resonate with you guys. I don't think either of you've seen it yet, but it's #1 for the third straight week at the box office. It already passed $1 billion globally, which is only the fourth movie of the pandemic era to do that. I watched it with my kids. It's really, if you played Mario growing up at all, it's like the game come to life on the big screen. It is amazing. I mean, go see it. Everybody, take my word for it. Everyone in the country seeing it. So if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It'll make you relive a part of your childhood. And if you go see it with kids now who are playing Mario Kart or whatever, Mario World, it's amazing, man. Everybody loves it. I haven't heard a bad word about it. 5 stars.
And this is what the movie industry has come to, folks. This is
Dude, I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm excited for it, Rip. Let me ask you really quick because I was excited to go see it to begin with, but now let me ask you because you sounded pretty pumped about it. What can you give me a comparison like another like? So I'm a huge Finding Nemo fan. Like, can you give me another Disney movie that you feel like it's sort of on that level?
I can't, because not only is it's not a Disney movie, but they're having. I'm wondering this whole time why it took 40 years to make a movie about Mario Brothers, because that thing hasn't skipped a beat. I mean, we played it growing up. The kids today are playing it growing up. Everybody in between has played it growing up. It appeals to everyone.
I know why. There's a
Why?
big controversy up until this year where we've been okay with it. I think they thought that Mario and Luigi were not brothers. They were in fact lovers.
I don't think that's why they took so long to make the movie. DK.
I think so, and it's just okay to do that nowadays. Possibly. I didn't see the movie. I don't know the plot.
Yeah,
I
think
that was a pun, dude. You were waiting for.
I think you're ruining my wreck of the week. You're ruining my wreck of the week. It's not fair. That should be acceptable these days.
I take that back.
It probably was some sort of licensing, argument for the years or something. Because you're right, Rip. That's ridiculous that they haven't done that.
But it was worth the wait. It was worth the 40-year wait. Everyone in the world is seeing it at this point. Nick B, what's your wreck of the week?
I'm really excited to go see a good call. My wreck of the week is going to come. I was lucky enough, dude, to attend this conference here in Phoenix, Arizona, called the Agency Success Conference. It's for independent insurance agency owners. And so you get together with a bunch of like-minded people. I was so lucky that I got to attend this thing because the keynote speaker was Damon John. And it was, oh, dude, I could spend an hour talking about his presentation.
Did you get a picture doing the 1-star sign?
I did not get a picture with him. There was a special VIP. You had to be one of 30 people to get a photo with him. I was not one of those people. But he did allow you to take. So what was interesting is he said no photos, no video. And they announced it like 4 or 5 times before that he came on stage, right? And then when he came on stage, he starts going, and then he's got a QR code for something. And I was like, had a real weird moment where I was like, wait a minute, how is there a QR code up there? But then he quickly went into, all right, we said no cameras or whatever, but everybody get them out, go ahead and take some pictures. And so it was really, really legit. I got in the second row, bro. I was up there second row. I got some really cool pictures. But the wreck of the week, dude, one thing that he said during his presentation was, and he said, I can't remember exactly how he said it, but it was meant for like the husbands out there or whatever. He just said, you can't respond. You have to react. And I just totally fucking did it backwards, Rip. I need you to edit this out. So
start over.
So Damon John, I'm going to give you the rec straight from him. It was basically for the men, basically giving advice for men to give to talking about their women. It's getting worse now, huh? DK's just laughing, making me laugh. All right, so bro, maybe I said it right. Yeah, bro, hit the music. Nick B's just stumbled on his words. But here's what it is, bros. You can't react. You must respond. That's what it is. I wrote it down, which it's at my office with my notes. I got some other ones I was going to share, but
Nick
music's probably playing. DK's talking shit.
I gotta see these notes because these infamous notes of yours must be just biblical, written down. I need you to.
I take a lot of notes, bro. I do. I don't keep them all, so.
Well, I love that you're going to conferences, and I'm going to let you end the show with that as we get into it. Thank you, listeners, if you've stuck with us. This has been a wild one. We had some audio issues earlier today, and we're coming in hot. Rip, I have a couple other topics. I'm gonna throw them at you. You just give me a quick response here, and then we'll wrap this thing up here, Rip. We have do you have any thoughts on buying blue checks for $1,000 on Twitter?
I will never buy one. I don't support this Elon Musk fellow, just like I don't support this Aaron Rodgers fellow. It's getting harder to find people on Twitter because they took away the blue checks for people that don't pay. But I think it's a bullshit rule. It's a money grab and just greedy corporations. So I'll never buy one, man.
So he'll never buy it.
But hey, there's only one of us. There's only one-star recruits. You have no trouble finding
Yeah,
us.
there's only one star recruit. Nick B, give me a quicker answer than Rip just did. The Eagles hired Matt Patricia. Go ahead.
Wait, what happened?
The Eagles hired Matt Patricia, former Patriot goon and Detroit Lions head coach. Big idiot.
What are you talking about?
All right, we're going to pass this one. Rip, back to you real fast. Mookie Betts moved to shortstop. Do you care?
It just shows how much of an incredible athlete that guy is. I mean, he's as big as me and you, DK, but one of the best players in the game. I love it. Props to him. And for those fantasy baseball players out there, if he plays 5 games at shortstop on Yahoo Fantasy Baseball, he's eligible. It'll change the fantasy landscape.
Ooh, and he's got a lot of shirts on 500 level. Use 1-star code to get 20% off. Nick B, the Oakland A's are most certainly headed to Las Vegas. What does that make you think of?
Gambling, casinos. Woohoo!
Big answer. What else do I got? Rip, Bed Bath & Beyond's filing for bankruptcy. Are you bummed?
I'm so happy to never get a 20% off coupon in the mail again. They just sat on my counter. I never used them, went straight into the recycle. Sayonara.
Nick B, diplomats are being evacuated from Sudan. Your thoughts?
I hope they're safe and their families are happy.
What a podcast, boys. I appreciate it. I love you guys. We're going to get back on track next week, tighten things up a little bit. We've had all kinds of audio issues and people have been traveling, but we love you. We appreciate you. Rip, amazing energy, amazing. Now we have one of your freestyles. Listeners, growing up, Rip used to call Friday night radio stations and freestyle on the radio for a long time.
JT the Brick?
97.9, Rip, was that right?
Power 92, I think. Y95, I don't even know.
Y95, it's a 9 o'clock call. Listen up, y'all. It's a 9 o'clock call. Rip dominated. He brought that back. That was an original one for you, Joey Days. You have an original one, Mr. Matt Patricia, Joey Days. What you going to do now? Thank you.
DK, what are you talking about that the Eagles hired a new coach?
He's a coordinator. It don't matter.
Oh, okay. I'm like, bro,
he's just
what
a
are
big
you
dummy.
talking about?
He's just a big dummy. All right. We appreciate all y'all for joining us on this smorgasbord of a podcast. Hit the music, Rip. Nick B, leave the listeners with this topic. Are you listening to me, Nick B?
Yes. I hear you loud and clear.
Share with our audience. The music is playing. What are your thoughts on networking at conferences? What are some tips that you use? Hit the music.
Oh, some tips for networking at conferences, bro. That's very easily just introduce yourself to people, just exchange numbers. It's that simple. And that's the thing about most conferences. It's like-minded people, so you're going to get some good connections.
Clippers fans so mad about this loss. See you next week.